Welcome back, eSIM Studios YouTube live stream. We are back. It is another late episode. I do apologize, but you've always been busy. Um, Websites, all sorts of stuff, taking care of customers and all that good stuff. But I had to get a live stream in today. If you're a YouTuber and you don't consistently upload on your schedule, relatively on your schedule, you fall out of the algorithm. We can't let that happen. So even if I get in for a few minutes, that's what we're gonna do. It'll be a short one. It's late, so but I did, yo, Google I/O. I had no idea this was happening today. Like I literally just found out a few hours ago. I was like, what? I guess it's not really a big deal anymore because leading up to Google I/O, it's like where they showcase all their new projects that they're working on, and they'll tease some new hardware. I think they used to launch the A series, like the Pixel A, during Google I/O, and they stopped doing that a couple years ago. I think during COVID is when they stopped doing that. So uh, I don't know. I guess no new phones today. 10A. Dude, they already launched the 10A. What the hell is going on? Anyways, we have Google I/O, and out of nowhere, we have a new beta from Samsung. So we'll get into that as well, among other things that you would like to discuss. I have my S25 Plus as my webcam, but I have this here right now, and using it today. So definitely enjoy the OnePlus phone. So nice. And actually, they do have a beta for the OnePlus 15, but I don't know if it's available. I've been out of the loop with OnePlus for a little while, so I'm not sure if that's even available, but we'll get into it. So before we do, would like to let you know, if you did get a new phone, right? There's always Lyca Mobile. That's obviously one piece of the pie that goes with the other piece. Half of the pie, right? You gotta have service, you gotta have data to run this phone, right? Well, Lyca Mobile is there to fill that void. If you got a new phone, maybe you started a new business, maybe you started a new website, and you need a business line, right? You don't want to mix, oh god, it's a mess. Family, business, customers, wives, girlfriends, daughters, sisters. It's a mess. Separate them. Separate the two. Like a mobile, perfect, because a perfect partner, or you want to get your kid their very first line, like a mobile is a perfect partner because you can get 18 gigs of data per month, high speed 5G data per month, with 10 gigs of hotspot data, unlimited talk, unlimited text, over 100 countries for only $7.50. Now that is a freaking deal if I've ever seen one. If you want to go full unlimited, if you're on the road all the time, you're not really, you know, near any Wi-Fi hotspots throughout the day, get the unlimited. The unlimited plan is unlimited data, talk, text for $18 per month. So it's hard to beat. Lyca Mobile, link down below in the video description, and IMEI certified. It sucks when you do get a new phone. Let's say you get a new phone or a new used phone. You go meet somebody, you purchase it. You may even test it out, put your SIM card in there. Everything works good. Everything's rolling along for a couple weeks, and then boom, out of the blue, out of nowhere, your service is blocked, and you're like, "What the hell's going on? I paid my cell phone bill. I don't know what's going on." And then you decide to look up the IMEI number, or maybe you call T-Mobile and you're like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they say, "Well, what's the IMEI number of your phone?" Boom, the person you bought it from reported it stolen, so they can get a new phone from their insurance. It happens every single day. Facebook Marketplace is filled with those. IMEIcertified.com is where you go to fix that issue. So IMEI Certified reverses that lost and stolen status, puts it back in clean and clear status, and you can use your phone again. IMEIcertified.com. Cool thing with them is that they will send you a certificate of authenticity that your device is certified clean. It's certified clean status. Their servers are connected to the GSMA database. The GSMA database is essentially the world's largest digital bank for IMEI numbers. Now, not necessarily associating that with money, but they're the king's kingdom of, is it clear or is it lost or stolen? They handle all of, it's like the big book of, is it officially lost or is it officially stolen or is it officially clean? They have connections to that, to those servers, to that database, and they'll pull information after they convert your IMEI to clean and clear. They'll pull information on that IMEI after it's serviced to let you know that it is officially clean and clear and on the clear status, and you're able to use it again. So go to IMEIcertified.com, link down below in the description as well. Now that we got that out of the way, how's everybody doing today? Hey, how's it going? Man, it's good to see you. I'm doing excellent. Thank you for asking. I really, really appreciate it. I hope your day is going just as good. So let's see here. Let's pull up now. We're gonna do a little. You know what? Let me do this. Hang on one second. We're gonna pull this up over here. I'm gonna share my screen, and we are going to look into Google I/O together, okay? Because it popped up out of nowhere. I had no clue what was going on, and we can, look into this together. We shall do that. So, wait. Hold up. What the hell is going on here? So, Google I/O wasn't today? Because it says May 19th to May 20th. Very interesting. I could have sworn I saw something today. The biggest announcements from the Android show. The freak is that? Okay, so we do have some sneak peeks. Maybe that's what I saw. Google confirms Android XR smart glasses. They're going to be showcased at the upcoming Google I/O over, I think, at the beginning of next week. So this is cool. Google is refining the wearable software. Now, not for watches and wearables like that, but for lenses, right? You have the XR is the name of the operating system for the wearables, and you see them. Samsung's put out some. Why am I having a hard time thinking today? What the hell is the Samsung bifocal? Not bifocals. Is it Samsung XR? Because it runs Android XR operating system. It's a competitor of the Apple Vision Pro. You're going to see a lot more manufacturers over the next couple of years come out with glasses that have the Android operating system on it. Now, you can purchase the Samsung version, the Samsung Galaxy XR, I think they're called. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can buy those. I think they're like $1,700, maybe $2,000. I thought about getting one, but I already have my face in my phone all day and my laptop all day. I don't want to be strapping something to my face. I want to be kind of distancing they look cool. Don't get me wrong, I would like to try them, but I mean, anything else that pulls me away from the family is probably not a good idea. Because I'm in the studio all day, not just, working. I'm working. So, it's be like, sit down at the dinner table, and instead of talking, I'm watching a basketball game in 3D, right? Watching the Spurs game. Yeah, we're going to look into that. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you very much. I was kind of struggling for some ideas for topics. So, yeah, let's look into that. The Google Book, because this is a product I am going to buy. So let's look into this. It's the return of, there's been rumors, in the past few months. We did get word that they are releasing a new quote unquote Pixel book. And that's why you see here, I think they changed the name to Google Book, whatever. They're almost as bad as Qualcomm with these naming things. They change names every 5 minutes. But yeah, we got word that the device that they are going to release, a new laptop, is essentially going to be, we thought it was going to be Pixel Book. It looks like it's now going to be called Google Book. But the cool thing about this is they're not really going to skimp out on specs. This is not going to be your typical school Chromebook. Like if you have a little kid, they use Chromebooks in these schools. Very cheap, very sluggish, just, it's crap. Quite honestly, this is not going to be that. This is going to be, they're going to shoot for the stars on this one. They want the same high quality premium build hardware that the Pixels use. So I think you're going to see a very, very nice looking laptop that's going to run aluminum OS, the new operating system that's going to merge Android and Chrome together. So it should be a very fluent, very fast, speedy, snappy operating system. Cool thing about this is they're going to allow all the apps that are available on the Android Play Store to essentially run parallel and or run like on your phone on this new laptop. So very, very cool. Let's try it. Google Book and see what pops up. So here we go. Google announces its Chromebook successor designed for Gemini intelligence. Now, I don't know if many of you use AI. I like to shit on AI because a lot of it's just nonsense, right? Like a lot of it's not used. It's just for show. Oh, look, we can do this. Oh, cool, we can do that. But nobody uses this on a daily basis. I actually use Gemini AI and whatever is associated with that quite frequently. So I guess I am a AI user, but not like feature rich, like phone based AI, like adding a beard on my face or taking my beard away, or all that crazy stuff, all the feature AI. I actually use the Gemini AI, the Chrome based AI, quite a bit, right, for writing, helping me build a letter for customers, ideas. And it looks like this is going to be interesting because I don't really know where this is going to go as far as the operating system. It's going to be AI based, Gemini based. So, I mean, I guess it could be worse. We just don't really know. We just don't have a lot of concrete evidence and or visuals to go off of to see what this is going to look like. I don't know if you're going to be able to sideload APKs onto here. Again, it will be Android based, Chromium based, I believe. Let's find out. So they announced their Chromebook successor today, the Google Book. This thing's cool. It's going to have a little LED strip. You see on the lid right there? It's going to have a little light that lights up there on the lid. Google has a new operating system and a new laptop platform, but no hardware just yet. We're going to get into the potential hardware they could use, though. Let's see here. So this will be designed to succeed the Chromebooks with something more capable, something that has some oomph behind it, something with that feels good when you say it. Whenever I think of Chromebook, whenever I say Chromebook, I always think of those crappy elementary school Chromebooks, the ones that have like 4 gigs of RAM, the ones that you can't, you're kind of limited to what you can do, especially if you, media wise. Of course, you can get on YouTube, but what if you want to connect a camera up to it like I have? What if you want to connect a microphone up to it? What if, you want to run an external monitor? Like, I know a couple of Chromebooks did do that, more specifically the Samsung Galaxy Chromebook. But I think it's time for Google to graduate to something else. Now, I still anticipate them to keep a Chromebook or two around for elementary schools. Google has made a killing getting into these schools. Now, unless they've said something, again, I haven't really been paying attention to the news today. Unless they say something that they're going to stop Chromebooks and roll right into these Google books, I get it, but I would anticipate them to still release a couple. Look, those, as much fun as we make of these cheap Chromebooks, they do make a decent profit off of these, right? We've all seen like Acer Chromebooks. Who There's a bunch of these little companies that make, I say little, that make these Chromebooks. But let's see. It's going to be based on a fusion of Android and Chrome OS, this new operating system. It's Aluminum OS, as I mentioned before. And are we going to get any visuals here? It will, I guess these are official pictures, right? It looks like it. Wow. So are these official pictures? It is images from Google. So there you have the Google Book branding, or instead of the Windows, the Start Windows button, you're going to have the G button. I'm assuming that's going to go to Gemini. You have an HDMI connector. You have Type-C. You have 3.5 millimeter connection. Does it give us the other side? Damn it. So I would expect them to put on the other side, probably, I would like to see 2 more Type-C ports on the other side. So a total of 3 Type-C ports, an HDMI, and you have a audio out. That's what I would like to see. I think Type-A, even though some Type-A ports still come on some laptop machines, at some point we have to move on from Type-A. I would love to see more Type-C, and I hope they are Thunderbolt. I don't know if the powertrain, the CPU choice they use will, I guess, determine if Thunderbolt will be used on there, but we can sure hope and wish, right? That would be nice to see if Thunderbolt on there, at least 1 or 2 Thunderbolts. Maybe that third one is just a Type 3, I don't know, Gen 2 or something like that would be cool. But this looks pretty nice. I expect them to release this, I think, when they release the Pixels. So I believe they're going to release this in August, right alongside the Pixels. I think so. Nothing's set in stone. We don't have any leaks. That's just kind of predicting the timeline as we've kind of gone on. I think they're going to release this when the Pixels come out. Now, what would you like to see powering it? So I would like to, and I'm assuming this is Aluminum OS. No, this is shaking the cursor to access Gemini and to use visualize together. No idea why it mirrors the fake band image and makes the guitarist southpaw. What the hell is going on here? Huh. So it does look like, a mixture of Windows, Chrome OS, and Android because of the applications. Interesting. This is my first time seeing this. No way. You'll be able to create widgets? That is dope. Oh, that is sweet. I can do my sports widgets, my Android, my news widgets. That is pretty freaking cool. Sports countdown clocks. That is really, really cool. Let's see here. You can pair. I'm assuming it would be foolish of them not to pair your phone. Have a quick and easy pair to whatever device you're using. So it looks like you'll be able to select that phone icon down there. It'll screencast to whatever's on your display of your device. Let's see what else we got here. And then, of course, messaging, connections, email, Gmail. What else you got down there? You got files, you got YouTube. Interesting. So it does look like Chrome OS, though. I don't know if many of y'all have used Chromebooks. It looks pretty similar to Chrome OS now that I think about it. So I hope it's not too janky. That's the thing. Yeah, I have a hard time paying a lot of money for a Chromebook because it is pretty freaking basic. The Galaxy Chromebook I had, if you go back on my channel at the very beginning, I think I I know I had a red Galaxy Chromebook when those first came out. Those were expensive, $800. That's too much for a Chromebook. We'll move on, but one thing that I would like to see this powered by is by the new Qualcomm Snapdragon X. The Elite's probably pushing it, the second gen of the Qualcomm ARM chipset. I think the Elite is kind of pushing it, but I would like to see the base model, the Plus model. That's, I think, one of my favorites. Of course, we all love the power, the Snapdragon X Elite, because I had the first gen, I had the Elite, but in one laptop, but I also had the Plus model in another laptop. And I almost prefer the Plus because you get all the benefits of an ARM chipset, long battery life, very long battery life, and that's the bonus that I like over the Elite model. The Elite model, you still get good battery life, but the Plus was very long battery life, and it's very snappy, very quick. And, you get the same feeling of when you use your phone, because there's a difference when you use your phone and you use a laptop. Laptop's just a little slower, right, than a phone. Well, when you use a laptop or a computer on an ARM chipset, it's blazing fast. That's the first thing I noticed was when I'm using an ARM chipset, the Snapdragon X chipset, it's blazing fast. It was like using a phone. So that's what I'm kind of hoping they lean towards. Of course, they could go, I guess all options are on the table, but I would like to see them stick with ARM since Android is specifically designed for ARM chipsets like our phones. I think it'll work best on ARM. So it looks like they're going to work with some partners as well. So it's not just going to be Google putting out a Google book. You're going to see companies like Acer, Asus, Dell, HP, Lenovo are also going to make premium laptops with this new aluminum OS operating system. So it's not just going to be from Google. You'll have Lenovo put out their version, HP put out their version. So I'm really interested to see where this goes. I'm getting one for sure. I am absolutely getting one. I just don't know which one yet. But I'm getting one. I love these things. So I would like to see the next generation of these devices. X2 Elite. Damn, did I say X? Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I meant. The ones I had was the first gen X Elite. But yes, the X2 Elite. Thank you for the correction. I think that one, and they might do it. I don't know. But I prefer the Plus, but because that's going to jack the price up. You see what I'm saying? But if they want to make a premium device and they want to make it $1,000, might as well, right? I just hope they make a couple of different models like a lot of these companies are doing. They'll put the X2 Plus and then the X2 Elite. There's a good few $100 variation in the MSRP though. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this, but thank you for bringing that up. Can you buy the Oppo Find X9 Ultra through Swifttronics there in Canada? I believe so. Let's find out. I have no clue. I looked into getting a Motorola Signature on Swifttronics, but other than that, I've never been on their website. Let's find out. Is that the global model? Sold out. It says global version 1642. Do they have any others? Do they have the orange one? Sold out. So that's sold out as well. Now, I wonder, that you can add that one to your cart. How much? What's that? The 16 1 terabyte? Let's look at the 16512. That one sold out in orange. So what's the price difference? $200, 1426 versus 1642, essentially $200. Let's go back to the black one. And okay, so the 512 is sold out. And the 1 terabyte sold out. So it looks like if the only one you want to get, or the only one that you can get, is the orange 16 gig 1 terabyte model. which is 1642. Yeah, it appears you can get it. It appears it's the global model. Let's look at it. Do they list the bands on here? Let's make sure. Here we go. So 5G, the bands they got in one. So here are the bands. They got 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 12, 20, 25, 26, 28, 28, 38, 40, 41, 48, 66, 71, 77, 78, 79. Yeah, depending on where you live, that should work perfectly fine. Here in the United States, I know I just picked out probably 4 or 5 T-Mobile bands, 5G bands that I just looked through. So yeah, depending on where you live, it should work fine. If you're in the States, I think it looks like it'll work. It is the global model. So yeah, it looks like you can get it there, but just the orange 1 terabyte. Yeah, you certainly can, which looks nice. And I think they're shipping them. Are they shipping them now, correct? I believe so. Do they have the Motorola signature on here? Damn, they don't. Whatever. So let's see here. Did you know? Yeah, it is very exciting. I'm happy to see it come. Yeah, they do. Now they're not going to use, Google's not going to use the tensor chips on here. Now they might in the future, but if they do that in the future, I'm going to warn them. You better get their shit together, because for phone specs, we're kind of laughing at them with the phone specs and the tensor, right? And now if you want to put that in a computer, then I'm really going to be laughing at them. So is it possible? Sure. Maybe, I don't know, a few years from now, or make a tensor branded specific laptop chip or computer chip, I guess. Certainly wouldn't put the Tensor G6 in there. I think they're gonna go with Qualcomm on this one. I think. At least that's the most logical thing to me. Of course, we don't know the behind the scenes. We don't know the negotiations, the relationships, the price. I guess they could go with AMD. They could go with Intel. I would like to see Intel Panther Lake in there. Whoa, that would be badass. We'll just have to wait and see. Let's see here. Are there any updates on the Oppo X9 Ultra being able to purchase it in the United States? I'm thinking about getting one. No. You can get one if you're in the US. You just can't buy it from their website. So you're going to have to get it from Swiftronics, who we just looked at, or you're going to have to get it on GizTop. GizTop or Swiftronics, you can buy it. They'll ship it to you, but you cannot get it from Oppo's website. They're not going to sell it, period. So it's just not going to be available. It's not going to be available a month from now, meaning from Oppo. It's not going to be available 6 months from now from Oppo. It's just not. Like, they're just not going to sell it here. But you can buy one, have them ship it here, and it'll be a great phone. I'm sure it will be. It certainly will be. So, yeah, if you want one, you certainly can get one. I would buy some Google Ray-Bans. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really big on the wearables. Again, with the watches, it's buzzing all day. I don't know how I would do. I know it's a considerable difference having something on your wrist compared to on your face. I mean, look, would it be cool? Of course, it would be cool. Certain things, right? But I don't know if I would, all day have something on there. It would be cool to watch a football game or two with those on in 3D or something. Again, yeah, it's not going to be available here from the Oppo website. There's actually a recent article that battery life dethroned price as the biggest driver of smartphone purchases, and of course, AI doesn't even come close. Interesting. That's my number one. I'm not going to say number one thing that I look at. Obviously, price first. I think that goes with everybody. But minus the price, when you get past the price, like when you figure out you can afford it, and then you move forward, if should I get it or not. It's right up there, right? Battery life, charging, because there's nothing worse than having a phone that dies fast and a phone that won't charge fast. It's nothing worse. So once I figure that out, once I do the math in my head, okay, battery life should be good. You should charge fast. Okay, then we can move on to the next thing. Does it get T-Mobile's new 5G network, right? Release 18. Okay, it does. Oh no, it doesn't. Well, can I still live with that? What else does it have? So I have a little mental checklist that I go through on every phone. Should I get it or not? Some things I'll look past. Some things I can't. Everybody's different. Your battery life may be number one on your list. T-Mobile their new 5G network. Can you get it on said device? Maybe way down on your list, right? It all depends on everybody's different. But yeah, I think battery life should be up there with most people. Interesting. Through Swiftronics? No kidding. Huh. The Mobile Marvel. I never heard of them. Let's check them out real quick. What time is it? I got a few minutes. I'm looking for a new signature. Let's see here. What do they got? Damn. X300, $1,700. Holy crap. $1,600. China version. They still have that in stock. Damn. Yo, that photography set is $2,400. And does that include the phone? Yeah, I think it does. Wow. That's insane. Let me see if they got Motorola. That's a good price. Oh, but that's the China ROM. No Motorola. No Motorola. Interesting. Now, real quick before we get out of here, One UI 9 is now available. So yesterday we just got the word that One UI 8.5, the stable version, is now out for S25, S24, S23, a bunch of foldables, tablets, a bunch of devices. And that's good news because, well, it's been in beta for 6 months. 8.5 was in beta for 6 months. But also that battery drain bug that was killing everybody. Hopefully, if you've updated your phone, please let me know. Comment, if not now, maybe in the next day or two, but let me know if your battery life has gotten better, if you've upgraded to the stable 8.5. Fingers crossed that does. Speaking of battery life, right? Fingers crossed that solves everybody's issues. But that was big news yesterday, right? Because a lot of people are suffering from this battery drain bug. Now, today I wake up and I see One UI 9 is available for S26 Ultra. Like, what? I'm like, is that? I had to rub my eyes. I was like, is that real? It's real. So One UI 9 beta. It's in beta for S26 series only. So if you want to go down that road, you certainly can. I, for one, am not going to do it. I thought about it today. I'm not going to lie. I thought about it. But then I had really, really bad flashbacks of me banging my head, banging my phone. It's not worth it. I mean, okay, let me take that back. Whatever. It might be worth it. I know when you download a beta or run beta on your phone, you don't always have bad battery life. I just had such a bad experience on the S25 Ultra. I'm not going to touch this thing with a 10-foot pole. Now, the other thing you have to worry about, it's the very first version. So typically, I'm going to say typically, right, with a little expression, because typically when you get into the beta version 2 and beta 3 and beta 4 and beta 5, they usually get the big bugs squashed, solved, out of the way. And generally it's a relatively smooth experience depending on what phone and what operating system you're using. Pixel, I've had a couple of bugs every now and then, nothing major, nothing that would prevent me from using my phone as a daily driver. But this one that I just came out of on the Samsung S25 Ultra, it was bad. I couldn't use it as a daily driver. Battery would only last a few hours. It's like, geez, I hope you don't have to leave the house with that phone, because if you needed a phone, you better grab another. You better grab a backup, because you're only getting a few hours of use out of that on One UI 8.5 beta, on the old beta, on the last year's previous flagship. It was that bad. So I don't know. If you want to, you certainly can. So here's some optimizations that is in One UI 9 beta. So here's another thing. I don't think it's going to look that different. So I've seen a couple of videos online on YouTube, somebody running One UI 9 beta. This was last week or something. Essentially, it looks the same. So it's not like, oh, I got to get that. It's not like you're going from like One UI 6 from like an S7 to like a S26 Ultra operating system, right? It's not like a enormous difference. It's essentially going to look the same. You're going to get a couple new features, right? But is it worth the risk? Yeah. And another thing you got to worry about is when you get out of the beta, it's not an easy task. On this one, it's not. Pixel, it's easy. They send you an update on your notification tray. You hit that. It'll warn you. Your phone's going to factory reset, but you should know that going into it already. So like, screw it, whatever. You just touch a button and it reboots, resets, and away you go. With Samsung, if you're unaware, it's quite a process. Unenrolling your device out of the beta program, you got to do a bunch of shit. And you have to have a computer. And it has to be a Windows computer. You can't even have a MacBook. So some of these people just jump into stuff without really thinking about things. I'll be the first to admit I do that sometimes, but so I'm telling you now, if you're interested in enrolling your device, look, if you want to do it, more power to you. Maybe the S26 Ultra is not your main phone. Maybe it's not your daily driver. Maybe you're rocking the OnePlus 15 and you're like, screw my Samsung. I don't care if it gets jacked up. I'm going to do it. Well, be my guest. But you've been warned, to get out of it, it's going to take a few hours. To get out of it, you're going to have the phone connected to a Windows PC for those few hours. It was a task. I should have recorded it now that I think about it, unenrolling my S25 Ultra from the beta program. I didn't know it was going to be like that. Like, it's a process, and it's not widely available on the internet. I had to go scouring the depths of some crevices in the internet just to find out how to uninstall it. It's not as easy as it looks. Yeah, it's easy getting into it. You just push a couple buttons and boom, away you go into the beta program. But getting out of it, not so easy. But let's see here. So this is One UI 9 is Android 17 based. What are you going to get? Well, you get new Samsung Notes. Not necessarily new notes, but a new version of it, right? So you gain creative tools, decorative tapes and styles, kind of girly, whatever. Meanwhile, the Contacts application now offers direct access to Creative Studio for creating personalized profile cards. Where do we see that? Pixel. Without the need to switch apps. You get an updated quick panel, which gives users greater control over its layout. Don't we already have really good control over our layout? Like, how much more can you customize? You can move icons, you can reshape them. Like, okay. Whatever. Accessibility is significantly improved by an adjustable mouse key speed that enables smoother cursor control and combined talkback package that brings together features previously offered separately by Google and Samsung. the new text spotlight feature, which displays text large or more clearly in floating window. Whatever. One UI 9 also introduces enhanced protection against suspicious apps and potential threats. When a new high-risk app is detected, it now warns users, blocks execution and installation, and recommends deletion. Those security policy updates. Availability. Are you interested? The One UI 9 beta program will be available to the S26 series users in select markets, including Germany, India, Korea, Poland, the UK, and the United States starting this week. The S26 series users can apply to join the beta program via the Samsung Members app. I believe the Samsung Members app is pre-installed on your phone. I went to go look in my S26 Ultra today just to see. I wasn't going to do it, but I just wanted to see, is it available? It's there. You can select the icon to enroll is in the Samsung Members app, but it does nothing when you push it. Now, either they're blocking me or it's set up. They just haven't hit the go button and started enrolling people. So if you want to check it out, there's a bunch of information. Open up your Samsung phone. If you have an S26, S26 Plus, S26 Ultra, open up the app menu, search for Samsung, or I guess, search Samsung Members, and you'll see the application pop up. Select it, and then you'll see it. It's like a big thumbnail. You just got to scroll all the way to the bottom, and it's on the bottom. You can see it. You can get more information there, but I'm going to hold out. The benefits are really not that, impressive. It's just not. So for me, I'm going to play it safe. I don't know. The material yeah. Oh, yes, you're exactly right. I have noticed that too. When you do a theme, you know what time it is. I gotta go. Appreciate the time. I'll catch you on the next one. It's that time of the night. Peace.
Yeah. Woo.
I just need my space right now.
Fresh off the G5 jet, I'm on my way to a brand new kit.